I appreciate everybody coming out today. I want to recognize a couple of people. Mark Hochin, who is a candidate for circuit judge in Williamson County. Thanks, Mark, for coming. And also Jim Kirkpatrick, who is here representing State Representative John Bradley. And Jim's about a 40-year-old friend of mine. So thanks for coming, representing John, and as a friend, I appreciate it. Late last year, I turned 58 years old, and at that time, I'd been in office for almost 25 years, and I felt like, because of the stress of the job over those years, that I didn't know if I wanted to put myself through that for another 4 years. Obviously, I'm no spring chicken anymore, and it's hard to explain to somebody who hasn't done it, but doing a murder trial is just an incredible, stressful situation, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And I got to thinking whether or not, first of all, I wanted to put myself through that kind of stress anymore. And secondly, I had concerns because of my age, whether or not I would be able to put myself through that type of stress. So at that time, last year, I did make an announcement that I was going to honor my commitment and serve out the rest of my term. But I also stated at that time, because of these things in my mind, that I was fairly certain that I would not run for another term. Since that time, several things have happened. One of those is that quite a few members of the public have either called me or approached me, urging me to run for another term. Quite a few members of the law enforcement community, including members of the Williamson County Major Case Squad, the Williamson County Cold Case Squad, officers and law enforcement officials from our local police departments, the sheriff's department, the state police. A lot of people in those capacities have urged me to run in the last few months. And so I started thinking about it again, and it's quite a big decision, quite a commitment to make, and I wanted to be sure I made the right decision both for myself and for the people of Williamson County. Another factor that has happened since I made that last announcement late last year is the fact that we unfortunately have had a rash of murders in the last 6 months. As of July, we had 11 people up in the Williamson County Jail who were charged with murder. So we were looking at 11 murder trials that are going to be coming up in the next year to 2 years. And I felt that that was going to take somebody with quite a bit of experience to try and get all those murder trials done in the next couple of years. And so, as I said, I started rethinking whether or not I wanted to go through the stress and whether I was able to go through the stress. in July, the first part of July, as you all know, I did the Marcus Marshall murder trial. That was my 31st murder trial, and it was one of the most difficult ones that I've ever done. We had witnesses who, for various reasons, were intimidated and did not want to testify. At times we couldn't even locate these witnesses. So it was a very stressful situation, and I didn't know whether or not we would be able to do any good in that trial. And I also didn't know how I would react. I hadn't done a murder trial in about a year. But I was surprised that I was able to do the trial. There was about 4 weeks of preparation where I pretty much concentrated on that trial 100%. So that was 4 weeks of some stressful preparation, and then 2 weeks of very stressful trial. And I was quite surprised that I felt like I did a very good job with the help of my assistant and with the help of the law enforcement officials and the witnesses who testified. I was able to withstand the stress of preparation and the trial. I was able to concentrate during the trial, and I felt that physically, emotionally, and mentally I was back to where I was maybe 20 years ago. So at that point, after we got the guilty verdict, I really started thinking about possibly changing my mind, because I saw that I could do the job. I don't want to just be there taking up space if I don't feel like I can do the job like I have done for the past 26 years. I would not consider running. So that was a big consideration, was that trial. Also, I forgot to include that the Garnati Golf Day, which I'm very proud of. My father's here, who does a lot of the work on that, plus members of my staff. The two agencies involved there really need the money, especially with the economy the way it is. Some of their grants are drying up. So, of course, those people from those two agencies have urged me to run again, and that's always been one of my passions, is trying to help abused children. And that has been weighing on my mind, that if I don't run, that golf day might not happen again in the future. And so that's a major consideration. Basically, I guess I'm not ready to make a final announcement yet today. I have another murder trial starting September 6th, which is a case against a guy named Travius Tucker. And I'm going to do that trial, and I want to see, again, how I react to the stress in that trial. And I would say that if I am able to do the trial 100%, like I did in the Marcus Marshall trial, I feel that the best I can say today is that I am definitely leaning towards running for a 8th consecutive term. Again, as long as I feel that after the Tucker trial, as long as I feel that I can still do it 100% physically, mentally, and emotionally. So basically, I know that it's getting time for people to file for different offices, so I don't want to keep everybody hanging for several months. So I will promise you that sometime between the end of the Tucker trial and the end of September that I'll make a final decision on whether or not I'm going to seek another term, and if I do, then I'll get the petitions out and start running. So that's basically where I stand right now. If that all makes any sense, I don't know. But if I have any questions.
The state has had some trouble paying the salaries of state's attorneys and public defenders over the past year or two. Does that affect your decision in any way, and where do you stand on that?
Well, at this point, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that's not a consideration. But I've, at least through the grapevine, I've been assured by the members of the county board that if I run again, that I'll receive my full salary, and that there shouldn't be a problem there. So, obviously, I have maxed out on my retirement, quite frankly. I've got my years in, so I could retire with a very nice pension and probably lay around the house all day. Well, actually, I wouldn't lay around the house. You met my wife, and I'm sure she would find things for me to do, but I'm pretty sure I'd rather be doing things at the state's attorney's office rather than around here at the house. But she's got the house under control, and that's another thing, that I want to say. I want to thank her and my dad for giving me such support. And we got married about a month ago, and she's really made a big difference in my life, and she helps me deal with the stress, and cooks blueberry muffins for me all the time, and I'm putting on weight a little bit, but I'm a lot less stressed out. So it's really been a great decision that I made in my life, and so that's another consideration.
Are you considering any other political office?
Absolutely not. I've had chances to run for judge before, and it's just not something that interests me. I've always said I think I'd be bored to death being a judge.
Nothing legislative?
No. I don't think I'd do well up in Springfield. I sometimes can't keep my mouth shut, and they probably run me out of town in about a month, I would think. So I don't think I'd do well up in Springfield. There's certain things in your life that I think you're just kind of meant to do, that you've been given a certain amount of ability to do, and I found that prosecuting is what I really love to do. I guess I could retire and have a private practice and make much more money, but I wouldn't feel really comfortable defending people. But, I'm glad there are people out there who'll do that. And glad people like Mark who want to be a judge and want to run. But state's attorney's the only thing that I'm interested in.
What about Mike Webstick's decision in Jackson County? Is that way at all for you in your decision?
Not really. Mike's a good friend of mine, and I was out of town when he announced it. I was kind of surprised when I saw it in the newspaper, but Mike's been a great prosecutor for Jackson County, and I support him in whatever decision he felt was necessary for him to make. He has a young son and wants to spend more time with his son. Job of state's attorney, you can't do it halfway. You gotta, if you're not going to do it 100% or not able to do it 100%, then you might as well get out. I'm not saying he couldn't do it 100%, but anyway, that was his decision, and I certainly support him, and he'll be missed because he did have a lot of experience.
So you anticipate making a decision by when?
By the end of September. As I said, sometime between the end of the Tucker trial and the end of September. Anybody else? Nope. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.